I am your host, Lord Six, with The Medicated, my band with...
Hi, I'm Dr. Killjoy. Please like the video and follow the channel for more.
And
my name is C-Train. If you like what you see, check out our links in our bio for content and other videos.
Okay, let's get started with Ozzy Osbourne.
Get started with Ozzy Osbourne.
Which is ironic, because aren't we finishing with Ozzy Osbourne?
That's true. Okay, that's true. We're finishing with Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy has decided, because of health issues, he can no longer tour.
So for all you Ozzy fans out there, I guess that dream of seeing him live again, if you ever have afford and wanted to, it's not going to happen anymore. Apparently his health is going down, and he's unable to perform or continue his performances.
He may record, however, because his voice is just as good as it's ever been.
But considering that last album, yeah, maybe not.
His voice was there, the songs were.
We'll just keep enjoying the old music and just leave it at that.
And Ozzy's someone I wish I had seen live, but unfortunately I did not.
So we just enjoy the videos. Okay, from there, we got the Kiss. The Kiss is finally wrapping their tour up in 2023.
The last show should be at the
Okay, and there's that. So, and apparently they're going to be coming out
at
of
the garden. The garden will be the last show.
Madison Square Garden.
Madison.
There we go. It's going to be in New York,
okay.
Madison Square Garden. Sorry about that, New York. You do exist. You're very rare. You have a great stadium. We just didn't care to remember it.
Yes. Kiss is releasing now a new Off the Soundboard. Their fourth. I believe this one is from only the 2 gigs that Mark St. John played. So this will have Mark St. John, which makes it very rare. And then another thing, this album will have a PMRC warning on it for kids not to watch it, because Kiss in the 80s cussed, and they said a few cuss words here and there, so therefore it's parental advisory.
So be sure to monitor your kids listening to this new album, because apparently it's going to have a bad word in it.
Yes, which is silly.
But we here at Rock Talk do not condone censorship in any shape, way, or form.
At all.
At all. Listen at your own discretion.
No, and for you Madonna fans out there, apparently Madonna's been working on her new biopic. She has cast the role of herself as Madonna. However, she will not be in the movie. She'll just be directing, filming, and writing the movie. But apparently it's been put on hold or freeze for her new concert. She, I guess, doesn't have enough time to finish the original project that she started, so she's going to go straight to her tour. And apparently her fans are pretty excited about that. This is going to be the Celebration Tour. It's going to feature about 30 songs, and with 30 songs, this sounds like it's going to be kind of big.
Okay, now Madonna, to give you a little background on her, she was born August 16, 1958. Her first concert, she went and grabbed a cape like I'm wearing and some high shoes, and she went to a David Bowie concert. That's right then and there she decided, I will be a superstar. She has 21 studio albums and has sold over 300 million albums.
And if you want to see this tour, it's going to kick off on July 15th in Vancouver.
But also, if you want to see this tour, be sure that you get there early, because tickets have been going exceedingly fast.
One thing I respect about Madonna is the fact that she is her own person. She does not bend over for anybody. Well, that's a wrong way of saying it.
Not according to her.
Not according to the book sex.
No.
She bends over any way possible.
She was always controversial because she did things in her own fashion, not doing what other people wanted her to.
Yeah, she's been very controversial to the point, in fact, that she had a book released in the 90s where
called Sex.
It was very controversial.
Yes, where she actually did bend over.
Very subjective. Also had a little bit of a child love in there too.
Was there? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It was pretty.
I went to buy the book. I didn't have the $2 extra. I went home. They had already sold it because that went out.
It's a different time though. It's a different Madonna.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and well,
that was back when she was sexy.
And also, apparently, she's not on good grace with Ethiopia, where she's adopted her 4 children. There's an organization in Ethiopia, I guess, that aren't very happy with the way she's adopted her children. They say that she's used her musical influence or her celebrity influence and her money to obtain these kids, and she's subjecting them to things that they don't necessarily agree with. I guess the original families of these kids are trying to get their kids back, but Madonna's not really cooperating with that. She's not really wanting to take them back and give these kids up.
Madonna's not one to follow the rules
No, she is not. In fact, she's not one to follow the rules of TikTok either.
or anywhere.
A lot of her fans are pretty concerned about how she's acting on TikTok and the videos she's been making.
Yeah, she's
I-
been very erratic since the reemergence of Madonna.
You know, I feel bad for her how she mutilated her face.
It's not just her face, her whole body.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, her body still looks okay. It's just her face she has carp lips or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Madonna's trying to.
Regain some of her youth, maybe.
She's a 60-year-old woman that is trying to get back into the body of a 20-year-old woman.
She was aging gracefully. I don't know why she went and messed with herself like that. It's sad.
That it is. And from Beyonce, we go to Madonna. From Madonna, we go to Beyonce. Beyonce also has a tour coming out. She just launched her Renaissance tour, opening up in Dubai, and her fan base is pretty concerned about that as well. Apparently, she's used a lot of inspiration from the LGBTQ community, worked in cooperation with them to put this album together. And her choice of an opening venue is a little concerning to them, considering the people of Dubai don't necessarily agree with their type of activity. She has. They're saying that
You will be punished there for doing the wrong thing.
yeah, they're not quite as accepting over there. Their activity can be punishable by death.
Yeah.
Uh,
Another thing with Beyonce, first of all, I just watched yesterday 5 of her videos. I've never seen her videos before. I wouldn't watch them again. It wasn't catchy, and I don't remember a melody or phrase of her lyrics. I don't know how she became so big that many enjoy her. I just happen to be one who doesn't. All the power to her. I don't want to criticize her, but I couldn't hum along.
I'll tell you who's going to criticize her, though. She has been receiving a lot of criticism from one of her former bodyguards, Uncle Ron, which you can catch Mr. Uncle Ron on TikTok at, what was it, Real Uncle Ron or something?
Official
Uncle Ron on his TikTok page. If you go on his page and just look at him, or just watch him make his accusations, I don't know what's going on with this guy. He seems like he didn't leave on very good terms, or he wasn't very happy with her or her husband Jay-Z. He's stating that she's done some pretty questionable things as far as stepping on people on her rise to the top. He's making drug accusations, and
all of which are unsubstantiated. It's just him rambling.
yeah, there's no official proof of this. There's nothing that really
Nothing as of yet.
nothing that we know of. Nothing that
we
that
know
we
of
can
as of
reference
yet.
to say that she's actually guilty of any of the accusations she's been accused of.
Mm.
So we're not trying to say Beyonce's done anything wrong or contributed in any
That's
kind
for
of
others
illegal
to-
activity.
That her husband contributed to her success and rise to fame.
I mean,
Which
she-
is okay, whatever gets you to the top.
She has a large fan base, and she is a very talented woman. So I'm sure she has earned a little bit of what she's got.
Yeah.
And if she wants to open up her tour in Dubai, God bless her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the fact that I don't like her, that just means that everyone else does.
That's true. That's true. You don't have to like her or music or what she does.
Yeah, but you got to respect what she has done.
But as far as this Uncle Ron on TikTok, he states he has proof of his accusations, but he's yet to produce anything. So take it what you will. I mean, it sounds just like more gossip to me.
Yeah.
Okay, and now, by the way, it happens to be Black History Month.
Oh yes, let's celebrate
Oh, yeah,
Black
yeah,
History
Black
Month.
History.
I have three artists that really have, really helped the Black community in there. First of all, Little Richard. Born December 5th, 1932. Most artists in the 50s were tame.
It was wholesome back then.
Yeah,
It was-
yeah.
you couldn't move your hips. You couldn't do
You couldn't do
certain
anything.
things.
Yeah, But Little Richard was the first that I'm aware of that took hardcore sexuality and created rock and roll music and lyrics that were sexual as the 80s and 90s hair bands. Songs like Good Golly Miss Molly, which quotes, Good golly Miss Molly, sure like to bawl when you're rocking and a rollin', can't hear your mama call. Though gay, he wrote about the different types of ways to lust and touch a female gender. He had recorded many albums and many hit singles.
And back then, to be openly gay was very brave.
But he did it with makeup, you know.
It was
not
very-
not this silly makeup, other silly makeup.
You got to respect him for being who he was. He knew he was a gay man. He knew what he liked. He wasn't afraid to show it.
Yeah.
So you got to respect that.
Before he came out, he used to get with a girl in the car, and he would have him and the girl watch another guy and girl make out. That was his big thing he was known for. Okay, and then after that, Michael Jackson, originally in the Jackson 5, he had a long career starting in the late 60s. He brought and carved the way out for black artists on MTV. His song, Billie Jean, was the first African-American video on MTV. His album Thriller is the most popular release ever in the history of American and international music.
And ironic-
MPP, is that the public station?
MPP?
Yeah. That's what he mentioned. He said MPB.
MTV, I said.
MTV.
You didn't
Oh,
know.
I didn't hear the TV.
Yeah.
Going back to the album Thriller, he sold how many albums?
Oh, I don't even know. Do you know?
You stated how much he's
No. That was
like 70 million. You compared it to Madonna, who sold between all of her albums, she sold over 300 million albums, and Michael Jackson with just that one album.
sold more than that.
It was more, but it was almost the same amount.
Yeah. And
So a wildly successful album.
yes. And after that, one more that I have to include is Chuck Berry, born in October 18, 1926, one of the pioneers in rock guitar and lyrics with songs like Johnny Be Good, Brown Eyed Handsome Man, Roll Over Beethoven, and my favorite, My Ding-a-Ling. He helped define rock guitar and died March 8, 2017. He will be missed.
And you can't talk about black guitars without mentioning Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix was a guitar god in his day, very widely respected, and we can't go without mentioning him for Black History.
Okay, now, talking about Black History Month, you cannot leave without talking about Motown. Created June 7, 1959 by Berry Gordy, some of the talents of Motown were the Four Hot Tops, Jackson 5, Temptation, Supreme, Stevie Wonder, and Smokey Robinson. I also like James Jamerson, a session bass player for Motown who, if I'm correct, played all his bass lines with one finger.
That's quite a task right there.
And I must give a shout out to a couple people that I just didn't write about. That's Sir Mix-a-Lot, Tone Loc, Prince, Living Color, Young MC, Two Live Crew, BB King, TLC, MC Hammer, and finally, Run DMC. Okay, as I have said in the past one, I like the Metal Blade Records record company. And there's a couple of releases that I wanted to talk about. They're a little old, but they're sort of new too. First of all, cattle decapitation. Now, you'd think that they go around like killing cattle. No, they are vegetarians who sing in death metal, grindcore style. They also sing about animal rights. They're compassionate metal. 6 Feet Under, with who the original singer of Cannibal Corpse, Chris Barnes, has a great band called 6 Feet Under, and they released one called Nightmares of the Decomposed.
Speaking of new bands, C-Train has got a couple bands he'd like to talk about that you may actually heard or want to listen to. Want to tell us a little bit about those there, C-Train?
Well, I'm a connoisseur of different bands. I like to jump outside of the mainstream when I go looking for new music to listen to. And one of the latest bands that I've jumped into is a band called Chaosium out of Amsterdam. I believe they're Amsterdam. They've already released 2 studio albums, a live album and an acoustic album. I think they have a 3rd album coming up, or it was recently released. If you get a chance to check out their some of their tunes, tracks like Smile Again, My Wonderland, First Step into Hell, all great tracks, but they come across as very heavily influenced by a certain other band, as stated by a lot of professional listeners in the community.
You know, he introduced this band to me this year recently, and from the very first moment that their singer opened his mouth, if I was in another room and not watching that video, I would have sworn it was Korn.
Oh, really?
It is. If Korn had children, it's KSCM.
KSCM.
Yeah.
A band with no official bass player either.
That we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody plays bass. They're not in the video.
It sounds like there's a bass in it, but you don't really see it.
Well, like the Doors, their bass was a keyboard, so.
Okay.
Well, they used an organ. They had
An organ,
a
correct.
bass section built.
Oh,
in.
Lord Six, you might enjoy the band. They have their face painted. And
Oh, they do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
they're kind of
Are they
crazy.
silly like me?
No, they're not silly like
No, they're
you.
not silly.
They're more artistic.
I am Lord Six, the edible.
If you get a chance to check them out, go check out KSCM is
Hold
the
on.
name of the group.
I'm still digesting that last one.
That was a big one.
Yeah. It sounds like it kind of feels like somebody released some fumes or something. Oh yeah.
Okay. What else? No, I mean, before we stall here, what else is going on?
Get ready for this, people. The Grammys are coming out, and we're going back to the Material Girl herself, Madonna.
Yes.
She will be one of the
Car
presenters
around.
for the Grammys this year.
And what
I don't
about-
know what category she's going to be doing, but she will be presenting as
With-
of today.
Madonna is no telling. There's no telling what she's going to be presenting.
Yeah,
Fall
And
from
I'm
the
sure
ceiling.
it's going to be
over.
It's
a channel turner, if at best.
How about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Channel Serpentine.
How about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes, that's a good segue to go from the Grammys to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are 14
Champions, 14 champions
champions.
that have been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. And all of which very undeserving of, most of which very undeserving of this. We're still kind of scratching our head trying to figure out how some of these people actually got onto it.
Well, see, to me, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't care if it's country, rap, rock, it's just all within the thing. They just call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No, Rock and Roll
But
Hall of Fame is Rock and Roll
differ.
Hall of
They
Fame.
Rock and roll.
differ.
It's in the
from my
name.
opinion.
It's like Boy Scouts.
Yeah, Rock and not Music Hall of Fame. It's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I know.
Like,
I understand what
Kid,
they're.
C-Train. What was the heaviest song? Well, you're a Willie Nelson fan. What was the heaviest song Willie Nelson has ever made?
Heavy. Well, no.
Willie Nelson being one of the 14 nominees.
Anything
Yeah,
wrong
for the Rock and Roll
but he's
Hall
a
of Fame.
nomination for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
What has he done that's rock and roll?
Well, no, he hasn't done anything rock and roll, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
But he's a
They
hell
call
of a,
it
he's
that,
a hell of
but
a
it's-
guitar player.
He is. He's one of the best guitar
country.
players.
For country? but
Yes.
Still?
But still, he deserves it. So does
You're saying Willie Nelson deserves Hall of Fame?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a Hall of Fame, yes, but not rock and roll.
Yeah, I don't believe rock and roll. If there's a country Hall of Fame, he's
Or
certainly
even
should
a
have been
smoking
in
on
there.
top of the smoking weed on top of the White House Hall
If
of
there's a
Fame.
weed Hall of Fame, he'd be
Oh,
the
he's
first to
definitely
be in
that,
there.
yeah.
Him and Snoop Dogg, you know.
They could be in that. They actually did that.
But we would
Yeah.
like to acknowledge that Iron Maiden has been nominated.
Yes, finally.
Soundgarden has been nominated.
Soundgarden.
Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
Those are all bands indicative of rock and roll into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
What about
One name out of
Missy
the 14,
Elliott?
Yeah, okay,
Missy Elliott.
Why Missy Elliott would make it anyway? She hasn't done anything.
Well, I'm not to say that she's not an artist or she hasn't done anything good or people that didn't enjoy.
But
She has a
She-
following.
She is a different genre. When you
Well-
think rock and roll, I don't think, oh yeah, I'm putting on that Missy Elliott album.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but Missy Elliott, she hasn't done a lot though. Her catalog is not as large as say Iron Maiden or Willie Nelson.
Yeah, and let's see, start with Kate Bush.
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush just recently became relevant again with the movie called Stranger Things.
Yep.
Which, having grown up in the 80s, I didn't even remember that song. I thought that was recently recorded, but apparently it was
Is
made
it
back
cover? Is it a cover now? Or-
No, they covered it. They
Oh,
put
yeah.
that song in their movie
Oh, okay.
or in their sitcom or series.
It's supposed to be a retro type of a show. It's a great show. They brought back the BC Rich Warlock, which I think is the standard guitar for rock and roll. Should have been. But there are just a lot of people on that list.
Like
Missy Elliott being
like
one.
next,
but
we got Cyndi Lauper,
Cyndi Lauper.
I love Cyndi Lauper.
I love Cyndi Lauper. She's one of the sexiest women ever.
but she has no business in the Rock and Roll Hall of
To me,
Fame.
she does, but
Pop maybe,
Yeah.
but not rock. Cyndi Lauper, like I said, Soundgarden, Willie Nelson, Missy Elliott,
Sheryl
White,
Crow. Sheryl
White
Crow was on there.
Stripes.
White
see,
Stripes.
the Rock
Yeah,
and
that
Roll
one song.
yeah, the Rolling Stone magazine to me are very similar to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Although Rolling Stone doesn't say just rock, and the Hall of Fame does, they sort of seem to have the same opinions on a lot of the bands.
But if you ask me, and I'm surprised you haven't said anything, is Bon Jovi in that Hall of Fame?
Oh, I don't know.
Is he?
Being ambassadors
He
of hope.
is the ambassador of hope.
Yeah.
Can't stand them, but they deserve to be in there.
Yeah, especially
Being
as ambassadors of hope.
ambassador of hope. I think they. I'm not sure if they were ever inducted into the
I
Rock
don't
and Roll
know.
Hall of Fame.
Like I said, I totally.
I mean, becoming ambassadors of hope would be like almost like a shoe in, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
for sure. It's like being knighted.
It's
yeah.
It's like being
Can't
knighted.
stand them, but they deserve.
In fact,
they deserve to be there.
Whenever we start slowing down, the show starts getting a little gloomy, we need to get like an ambassador of hope Bon Jovi doll and just put it right here,
yes,
right there, so we can look at it.
I
and
called
be
them an
re-inspired.
ambassador of hope because
Very
I was making
inspired.
fun of them, and then these two stuck it out. And
Because it was
tried.
true. It was true. I mean, at the time when he called them the ambassadors of hope, he
He had a
just been
gleam
dumped.
in his
I
eye.
had not just.
he had just been dumped by
I've never been dumped.
one of his loved.
I've never been dumped.
We are a comedy show. We are a comedy. So this
All statements by Lord Six
I mean,
are not
are not factual.
factual.
No, but no. In all reality, he was dumped by a person that he was very fond of,
Oh.
and I think her name was Karen. Was it?
No.
Was it?
Oh,
Was that her?
No,
Oh yeah, he was very fond of this. individual.
Karen was a good friend of ours that was easy to be.
They used to get together and watch movies.
We can make fun of Karen more than these guys can make fun of me.
That's not true.
That's not true.
It's not true at all.
That
It's
is
Joe.
totally completely.
I could go all day long, 7 days a week, making fun of Lord Six. But no, I mean, on no more serious note,
And being that I don't care about anybody's opinion of me,
this guy was crying for weeks, and all he would do is listen like some old Bon Jovi. Never Say Goodbye, I think was one of them.
I didn't even know
But
that's
he-
the song.
he listens
Is that
to-
an album?
Oh please!
I don't
Now
know.
he's just playing. He knows, but he knows all about him. He's big.
The only thing that I saw that was okay with Bon Jovi is Sam Kinison helped make one of their videos, but I didn't like the video. Just I like Sam Kinison. But other than that, I like Richie Sambora's voice. But and I guess he's an okay guitar player to an extent. But look, just because something's good doesn't mean I'm attracted to it.
And speaking of good, Pantera is still on the road. They're still getting their shows together, but a lot of their shows have been dropped due to allegations of racism.
Ooh,
Coming up on Black History Month,
Speaking
that
of
doesn't
Black
bode
History
very well for some members of that latest version of Pantera. It's been said before that they have touched on racism in the previous versions of the band, but again, the allegations come back forth.
dude,
Some people,
I-
some people did not like the fact that Dimebag Darrell had a what's it called, a Confederate flag on his guitar, for example.
Yeah, but louder than that was Phil Anselmo and some of his hand gestures to the crowd.
Yeah, he was doing that kind of crap.
which
So-
which isn't right. It really has no place, especially anymore when we're trying to rebuild and reunite and come together as a country. There's no room for that.
There's no room for it.
There's no reason to put Hitler on a
No, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to.
right.
From there we can go to how about the Billboard Top 10 Hot 100.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Billboard Top 10.
We were reviewing. Now, granted, we are older guys.
Yes.
We all are older guys, and we don't necessarily understand.
We are opinionated older guys.
Yes.
I'm half a century old, so
but you can't tell it by looking at it.
Couldn't tell.
No, you would think I'm at least
Same
70.
underwear too.
You think I was at least 70.
Now, and of course they are just opinions, but being said, a lot of this music that's on the top 10, I don't particularly understand, and we try to put ourselves through watching it to understand why, in God's name, it's on the top 10. Number one on the list. We're just going to do this backwards because I don't get it, and if somebody can type in the comments below and please explain to me why Miley Cyrus Flowers is this popular of a song.
Is it because it's Miley Cyrus, or is it the actual song itself?
Was it from her Disney days, or
Because she includes in the video a great workout video.
she does? I was very inspired. I was like, man, if I could work out like that, I would, because she did great work. She has a fantastic workout.
Fantastic workout on camera. If you
In
get a
fact,
chance to
she'd
check
make
it
a good
out.
trainer. She'd make a good trainer to help you get into shape. And she's in phenomenal shape herself. I'm not going to dog her for being out of shape. She looks good. She looks great for Miley Cyrus.
She looks great for Miley Cyrus.
But this song, I mean, at first I thought she was covering somebody because I could have swore somebody else sang the song, but apparently she got some of it from
Was it Bruno Mars?
Bruno
that we were
Mars.
comparing it to.
Bruno Mars he has a song that sounds eerily similar to.
But does he have a glorious workout video in his video?
I don't think he puts his workout videos in his music.
Well, see, that's what separates the
That-
Cyruses from the Mars.
And also, I understand that there's a little bit of backstory behind that song because it's apparently it was inspired by her ex-husband from the Hunger Games. During their breakup, I guess you can hear it in her lyrics as where she's either talking or complaining about him.
Well,
And
Taylor Swift made a career out of it. So
who is also on the top 3.
top 3.
She
We had
is-
the pleasure of watching her self-directed, self-written, self-acted, self-everything debut
Self-touching.
tune. What was the name? I can't remember the name of the
Anti-hero.
Anti-Hero.
Yeah, we watched as much of that as we
We-
possibly could.
I don't know anything
On
about
an
it.
empty stomach, we attempted
honestly
to
don't
swallow
know.
some of her
You
stuff.
know about Taylor Swift.
No, I don't know.
She got her start on America's Got Talent.
Oh,
And-
America's Got Talent, really?
She was one of those artists, I guess, won her
Right.
trip to Taiwan or something from America's Got Talent, somehow won a music contract as well. She started out as a country singer. She
Okay.
she
Yeah,
played
she-
country, and even in country,
So
several.
sort of like Shania Twain-ish?
Oh no, Shania Twain was a country singer.
Yeah, I know, but she also
Shania
crossed
Twain is a
over.
country
Yeah, but she's crossed over a little bit.
Well, no, not really. Even when she sang country,
Yeah.
she still sounded kind of popish. Her songs, when she said, "I'm no longer country, I'm pop," her music didn't actually change. She just went from one music award to a different one. But this song, she's got a couple songs I tried to watch, and wow.
The one thing about Taylor Swift that I admire is that she does write her own tunes.
That's important.
I'll respect that.
Nowadays.
The thing that you don't see very often anymore is how some of these top-rated artists don't have any musical ability at all.
Right.
And they need 24, 25, 26 other co-writers to put together a simple tune.
Yeah.
So
And it's like disco was. You take the most exciting part of the song and you extend it, and by the time you get to the end, it's pablum.
yes, it is pablum.
Mm-hmm.
Look that word up.
Like babies eat pablum, tasteless. No spices, nothing. Pablum.
Another artist that's on the top 10 list is Drake.
Don't know about him either.
I didn't dare try to listen to that song.
Like somebody sucked the air out of the room when we
Yeah.
mentioned his name. Oh,
What was his
God.
name? Drake?
His name is Drake. He's had some hits before that probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, me and C-Train here have, both of us, we like millions of different artists. I mean, of every genre and everything else. But somehow I don't know a lot of the new stuff unless it's harder rock usually. But yeah, you mentioned Drake and you mentioned Beyonce and unfortunately I don't know much about them.
Well, the reason I mentioned Drake is because he also made the news here recently. Apparently, he was doing a show at some club in New York, and as his audience or the people that were paid to see him do what he does on stage, were leaving the show. Apparently, the police were outside recording them as they were leaving. They said the police department claimed that it was just like a routine thing. There was nothing to be concerned about. Of course, there was nothing to see here. But it was kind of peculiar why they would actually be recording.
It was the police, right? Not,
It was the
not
police.
just valets.
No, it was actual. It
Trying
was
to match
actual.
people with their cars.
No,
Because everybody drives Teslas now, and you got to make sure
Teslas.
the 50 white ones go to the correct people because they all look the same.
Yeah, they wouldn't come out and exactly say exactly what they were doing, but more than likely they were probably looking for somebody.
Probably looking for somebody.
But that's reason to believe that was actually in that concert. And that's probably just doing that. It more than likely wasn't an invasion of privacy like they were claiming it was. Of course, you have a right to film anybody outside in a public place at any time. That's anybody's right. Anybody can do it. The police can do it to you. You can do it to the police, whatever. But it was just kind of weird that they should be doing that there at that particular time in that particular way.
Sam Smith. What the hell is that? What? We watched his video. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Is he new?
Is he being a he? Is he being a her? Is he in the middle? I don't.
Sam Smith. Okay, for Lord
Sam
Six who
Smith.
doesn't know who Sam Smith is, and for the rest of you who don't know who Sam Smith is, he's a British artist, I guess.
That
And-
says a lot.
Oh, is that his pronouns, or are we misgendering him?
I have no idea if we're misrepresenting what his pronouns are.
Just to be safe, I'm going to call Sam Smith they them
They, them.
But he-
Hey, look at they.
because to be honest with you, I'm not sure either. But in his video, he does have a lot of transgender dancers.
There's a whole lot of confusion on that stage, but
Yeah, there's a lot going on
a
there.
lot going on there. The tune's not bad, but
Yeah, but it's not bad. It's just confusing.
a little confusing. Yeah.
I used to be so cute I could have been a transgender, but now I'm just an old man with makeup.
Awkward silence.
An old man with makeup.
Yeah. Well, since the age of 6, I decided if I'm ever in any type of media at all, I would wear makeup. And
Or if he ever goes out in public, he wears makeup.
Yeah.
Usually blush and eyeliner, but
no, not blushing. Silly designs, that's all.
Lord Six has done some crazy things.
Yes. If ever he invites you to the
Yeah,
park,
if I were a girl,
you're
I'd
not
be an
going to
nymphomaniac.
This man.
If I were a girl, I'd be a nymphomaniac. But since I'm not a girl, I'm celibate.
And that fuse is getting on down there.
That's.
I
I can see the bottom of that barrel. We are just
What
reaching.
what was it they said to the Hulk? The sun's going down soon or something. It's getting awful low in the sky.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gosh.
It's getting awful low.
It's getting awful low in there. So, moving on or moving out.
Yeah, and I think our taxi's about ready to show up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's about time we get going.
Here comes the bus stop. Again, if you like what you see, go ahead and feel free to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, I wanted to say we have 3 music videos that are there. This way. Fetus Eggs, A Bottle of Wine, Don't Tell Mama, and Coma. Go watch them repeatedly and put numbers on our views, please. That's all from Rock Talk, and I want to say, come back. We do this bi-monthly. Come back to Rock Talk because Rock Talk rocks.
Good night, everyone.
Good idea.